Oh boy, there are a lot of really good cookbooks out there that have a lot of good cake recipes in them, and some cookbooks are just about cake. People like cake. I like cake too, and I have a really nice recipe in my Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook that I wanted to share with you today. It's on page 209 and it's coconut cake. The neat thing about this, I think, is that the cake itself is just a basic yellow cake. Easy to put together, easy to bake. And the frosting is easy too, but that's where the coconut is. So it's a nice variation of vanilla flavor of the cake and then coconut frosting. So I'm going to show you what ingredients you'll need. But first of all, I'm going to preheat my toaster oven to 350. What you'll need is, of course, a medium-sized bowl and a mixing spoon, and then an 8x8 cake pan. You can use any pan this size. And this poor old thing, I really have to get a new cake pan. I'm just so attached to it. It's a non-stick, but it's getting sort of worn out, so I actually oiled and floured. This is a cup of skim milk. You can use skim milk or 2% depending on how much fat content you want in this. Then there's 2 teaspoons of baking powder there. And this is 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I like olive oil, and I like the first cold press, so that's what I use. Then here is 1 egg that's beaten, and then a quarter of a cup of sugar here. And then over here is 2 cups of flour, and I favor unbleached flour, so that's what I'm using today. Then I'm going to add salt to taste. So many of the recipes that I have in my toaster oven cookbook just work this way. No chronological order, just put all of the ingredients in one bowl. Just like that. And then I'm just going to mix it together very well. All the cake batter is going into this 8x8 pan. The cake batter, this is going to go into the oven, which is up to temperature at 350. I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. That's what I have for the recipe in my cookbook. You may want to test it with a toothpick. Just insert a toothpick in the middle of the cake, and if it comes out clean, you know it. Okay, so while the cake is baking, I'm going to make the frosting. And so this is what you'll need for the frosting. There's a cup and a half of powdered sugar, confectioner sugar, that's the same thing. 3 tablespoons of margarine here. A half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and if you really like vanilla, you can use more. And 1 tablespoon of fat-free half and half, or you can use half and half. It's not a big amount, so it doesn't really matter very much, I don't think. Then I have here a half a cup of shredded coconut. Now, I say in my cookbook that a sweetened flaked coconut is what I recommend, but you can also use unsweetened. If you don't have an electric mixer, you can still make this just beating it by hand. And over here for decoration, we're going to use the contents of a 5-ounce can of mandarin oranges that has been except for the mandarin oranges and the shredded coconut, which will be the topping that goes on the very last, I'm putting all the rest of the ingredients in. The powdered sugar, the margarine, fat-free half and half, and the vanilla. Do you want the frosting to be about the consistency of peanut butter? And you can always add a little more half and half if it's too stiff, or more powdered sugar if it's too watery, just to get the consistency. Okay, so that was 25 minutes, and there's the test with the toothpick. Well, when it comes out clean like that, you know that it's well baked. Now I have the frosting ready over here, but I'm going to let the cake cool a little first before I frost. The cake is cool enough to frost. And a cake in a pan like this, and I'm going to serve this chilled, so I'm leaving it in the pan. You could take it out of the pan and frost it, but I'm not going to do the sides. Sprinkle it with the coconut. Now just place the mandarin oranges. Let's make a nice little border. Oh, isn't that pretty? Fall colors. It's autumn. This would be a nice cake to have as a dessert for an autumn meal, wouldn't it? Nice vanilla flavor. Light, moist. Nice taste to the frosting. And those oranges are just a lovely addition. If you want to, I think ice cream or frozen yogurt would be a good addition to this. Maybe you'd like to know where to get my cookbook. It can be gotten anywhere. It can be gotten online or in a bookstore. Anywhere you shop for books, it can be gotten. So I would give this a try. It's a lovely dessert. There's plenty more in that cookbook. If you've got a toaster oven and you don't use it, you should start using your toaster oven. You can do a lot with it.